Stop. Let me tell you something. You don't need a massive portfolio or a perfect website to land your first client. In fact, by focusing on those two things is exactly the reason why most creative studios fail in their first month. But by following the steps that I took over the past few weeks, I was able to generate 9 potential business leads by following a strategy that most pros would call unprofessional. I'm 14 days into my mission of going from zero to my first paid client, and today I'm going to be breaking down the exact process that I followed and how I managed to convert a lead into an actual project. I will also be sharing a template that I created for free for those who are interested so that you can use this template in your own process. I will link this down in the description below. For those who don't know me, my name is Abhi G. I'm a corporate professional turned full-time filmmaker who's documenting their journey of going from zero to their first paid client in 12 weeks. Without further ado, let's get into it. To start off with, let's talk about your digital home, which is your website. When I decided to go full-time into filmmaking, I knew I needed a website. So I signed on to Squarespace, bought a domain, and started to build my website, but quickly realized I had nothing to show clients. I pulled out all of my hard disks, my USBs, and my memory cards that I had collected over 12 years, trying to scrub through all the footage to see if there was anything that I could use to show clients. But unfortunately, there was nothing. However, I did find some images that I'd shot on my DJI drone while traveling several years ago. I had no choice but to use these images. I knew I couldn't hide behind this for too long, and I desperately needed to get some updated content. The website needed proof and a lot more depth. So I reached out to some friends and found out that a friend of a friend of a friend was opening a cafe close to where I live. So I reached out to them and was able to get my foot in the door. I managed to convince them to allow me to do a free video shoot for them. The catch here was that the only available date that they had was less than 36 hours away. So I quickly jumped onto Pinterest and Instagram to try and get some inspiration on how I was going to film this. After confirming my vision for the shoot, I was able to shoot a 15-second Instagram reel for the cafe. I currently own the 16mm, 35mm, 50mm, 85mm, and the 90mm macro lens. After thinking about it, I finally confirmed on using the 85mm F1.8 by Sony for this shoot. I really needed to get some close-up shots of the coffee making process and also capture that natural bouquet that I wanted. I edited the footage the same night and shared it with the client. I finally had some content that I could work with. I then decided to create a strategic outreach plan, and this is where things started to pick up. I drafted a clear and concise post highlighting where I'm coming from and where I wanted to go, and what I was planning to offer. I also mentioned that I was offering to give my services away for free. There are a lot of differing opinions on this. Some people advise you not to do projects for free, while others advise you to do projects for free so that you can get your first few clients to build your portfolio. To be honest, throughout my life, I've always followed my gut instincts, and in this situation, I decided to do the projects for free. After thinking about this for a few days, I decided to follow two methods. Both these methods involved following a targeted cold outreach. For the first method, when I was ready, I had posted the message that I had drafted on Reddit. This was me attempting to think outside of the box as opposed to trying to generate leads on traditional platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn. For the first day or so, I got no response on Reddit, but then after that, I got my first notification. followed by another notification. And within a week, I had generated 4 potential leads on Reddit alone. These involved clients who wanted me to film their local businesses. For the second method, I drafted a similar post and I sent out 33 DMs on Instagram to local businesses offering my services for free. These were businesses across several different categories as I did not want to box myself down in the beginning. After 3 to 4 days, I received 5 responses from Instagram that gave me the opportunity to potentially convert these leads into actual projects. I now had 9 potential leads that I needed to convert, and it was time for me to put my sales hat on. What I found really challenging in this situation was trying to keep a track of all the leads that I was generating and to see if I responded to all of them in time. I was scared sleepless because I thought I would be missing out on potential business opportunities if I forget to respond to a client or if I forget to track a lead that I was generating across multiple platforms. I knew I needed a system to track and monitor all the leads that I was generating so that I don't miss out on any communications and I stay on top of everything. This is where my corporate experience kicked in, and I created a template that allowed me to track all the leads that I was generating all in one place and also update the status of communication for each and every one of them. I built this template so that I could track all the leads and manage all the chaos. I'm giving it away for free, so you can download it using the link in the description below. So if you're in a similar position, make use of this template so you too can control and manage the chaos. So to recap, over the past 2 weeks, I was able to shoot my first project for a client. This allowed me to use that content to leverage while trying to get some new clients. I managed to generate 9 leads that can potentially be converted to 9 real projects. I also started building out my website. And lastly, I also began polishing my social media handles and my bios across all the platforms. That is the update so far. In the next progression video update, I plan to show you a completed website, the results of my 9 potential leads and how many of them I managed to convert, and also the rebranding of my channel's logo. This is something that I've been working on for the past few weeks. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for all these updates. As always, thank you for your support. And if there's anything specific you'd like me to talk about with regards to my journey, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.